No, you're fine. After passing through the mountains and arriving into the Oxley region, you're greeted with these golden yellows and crimson reds of an autumn forest. The gray skies greet you, and the soft crunch of dead leaves under your feet, and the earthy smell of fall lifts your spirits before the crushing sense of reality starts to sink in. You have been going, and you have to keep going. There's no turning back now. You pass by a lantern post with a wooden sign pointing north to the village of Watford, not far ahead. The village is known for its ferry and takes travelers across the Great Moonglade, which is this large, huge, marshy kind of river that separates Oxley from the region of Altus. It's the only thing stopping you from getting into Osmore. Eventually, you guys adventure into Watford proper. There are a few residential homes covered in leaves and ivy. There's a small, ancient stone fountain in the center, covered in moss, a general store called the Watford Exchange, a Union chapel with chipped paint and old, rain-washed wood, the town hall, which is more of a small building with old columns holding up the roof, and a notice board out front. A harbor house near the Moonglade downriver, or down the path, is called Poppy's Ferry Service, and there's a local tavern and inn called the Cowardly Lion. The village of Watford has seen better days, that's for sure. Where do you go? What do you do?
I run to Rapunzel. Just kidding. I sound like the ugly duckling, you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
Where do you guys think we should go? We crossed on the ferry, right?
No, you have not crossed onto you have to cross on the ferry to get across the Moonglade.
Okay.
To get into Altus, the Altus region.
Well, the ferry is the way across. Unless you guys need to do something here in town.
I would really like to get some arrows. I want to replenish, just in case.
Sure. I think I have everything I need, but we can look around for a bit.
It wouldn't hurt, and maybe they have some potions or two.
Wait, there's no magic here.
Oxley is a completely different region.
Okay.
So there might be different laws and regulations.
It's worth a try looking for anything that can help. If not potions, ingredients that we might be able to cook up something. Just in general, restocking.
I don't think we should waste too much time, though. Let's get what we need.
I agree.
And somebody must always stay with Mira. I'm at Mira with Willa.
Why? I'm fine on my own.
Wait, why are we watching Willa?
She can't touch sharp objects.
Well, nobody should be touching sharp objects.
See, exactly! And Willa walks away. Into the town.
I'm gonna look at Sarah and be like, what are you talking about? Make sure she stays away from spindles. I'll run after Willa and tag along.
Why specifically spindles? Like, Mira's looking completely confused.
I don't even know what a spindle is. Catch up to Willa. Well, unfortunately, it's not my place to say. You'll have to ask Willa.
Okay, so keep Willa away from sharp spindles.
Yes.
That shouldn't be too hard, right? It isn't like everybody has a spindle in their house.
I would hope so. Hope not. Hope not.
So wait, it's been 3 days?
It's the night of the full moon.
It's the night of the full moon. Okay. All right, thank you.
I got you.
Oh, man.
Alright, Mira's gonna start following after wherever Willa went.
Willa is looking around the shops to see if she can find a blacksmith or armorer or weapons stand, anything that looks appealing.
Sure. So in kind of the harbor village of Watford, there is the Watford Exchange, which seems to be like the general goods store. You head inside, and there is lots of different goods, like foods, stuff for crops and things like that. There's a small section of like weaponry, scythes, a few old-looking swords. There is just some iron arrows and a bow. Not many. There is a little satchel of 20 of them that you can see. There is a elven woman who is tending the front of the shop. She's tending to a book. As she kind of looks up and sees you all in her, she goes, "Hello, welcome to the Watford Exchange."
Oh, hi. Do you have any arrows, perchance?
Over there, just around the corner, I do have a small section of adventurers gear. Not many as of late because of the trade routes being all dried up, but yep, there should be some over there.
Thank you. Willow walks over and she goes to inspect the arrows and the bow, just to see if it looks any better than mine.
Sure. So the bow seems to be elven made. It's got some interesting carvings on it, a beautiful looking harp stream thread that kind of holds them together. It looks a little bit sturdier than your weathered one that you've had for a long time. But other than that, it seems, sturdy.
Can I roll investigation on the bow to see if anything I notice, if it would perform better or not?
You can, or you can ask. Up to you.
She'll take the bow and the arrows,
Okay.
and she'll walk up to the front store clerk. And she looks at everybody else who entered, and then she's like, "I'll look around. There's a whole bunch of neat stuff around here, and it looks all elven."
Yeah. So you're asking the woman.
Not yet. I was talking to them, and then she turns.
Oh, okay.
Hi, I would like to purchase these arrows, and could you tell me anything about this bow?
Oh, yes. That is the elven-made bow. The one who made it was of elven descent. We call that the black archer's bow. It's simple, it's elegant and civilized. It's a weapon of a different age. Would you like to purchase it?
Yes. Well, how much is it?
Well, I do apologize, but supply and demand. It is 50 gold, I will say. However, it is quite interesting. It does have a magic infused in it, and adds to your attack and damage bonus.
Thanks.
It does give you 1d8 piercing damage when using it.
Additional to the arrows?
Nope, just the bow itself, not the arrows. And one of the coolest features I do believe of it, and she offers her hand. May I?
Of course, here.
She takes it and she kind of rims across the wooden bow, and she clicks a little button in the center of it, and it starts to give a faint glow. If any of the dark elves come within 60 feet of this bow, well, let's just say that they want to go away from it.
Interesting. Okay. Now, I only have 20 gold on me. Would you be open to trade?
What do you have on offer?
Well, I have this lovely handmade pan flute.
Okay.
I also have this wand.
Oh, interesting. And she's like, may I?
Yes, of course, here.
Interesting. Old. Sophisticated. Where did you happen upon this wand?
Oh, I ventured through the... I can't remember it. God damn it. I'm sorry. What's the college
Says
name?
that out loud. Wakefield.
Thank you. The Wakefield Academy. We happened upon there, and it was given to me as a gift.
All right. I suppose so. The pan flute and the wand, and I will give you the bow and arrows.
Sounds perfect. Question. I could also trade you my old bow as well.
All right. Let's see. And she gropes. I see there's a lot of wear and tear here. Upkeep is nice, but obviously showing signs of well usage.
Yes.
I can offer you 5 gold for this.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
I believe my friends are looking around, but thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
What is the bow called? The dark bow?
The bow of the Black Archer.
Okay.
Okay. If you do attune to it, I can tell you more about the bow, but obviously that's going to take some time.
Gotcha.
Is there anything else anybody wants to do in the exchange?
You're sort of just looking around at stuff and not pouting, but she has that look of somebody who's like, ooh, that's nice, but I'm broke.
Yeah, I don't have any money, but I am gonna watch Willow very closely and look out for sharp objects.
Sarah literally has her hands behind her back and she's looking around, looking at potions, I guess, for health potions.
Okay. So you do see there is a small selection of different elixirs and things like that. There is a potion of lesser healing. that is currently on sale. And then there is a potion of water breathing that allows
Hold on
you
one
to.
second.
You're fine.
Yeah, Jared needs me.
You're fine. All right. Anything else?
You guys can trade.
I'll just look around and see if anything catches my eye, I guess. There's not really anything Tara needs in particular.
Mira's
Yeah.
sort of like twiddling her thumbs and it's like, yeah, trade. I don't really have that much with me, Willa.
Yeah, I don't
I was
really have
only
many
s-
things in general.
It's just what I had on hand, and obviously you guys didn't like me playing my pan flute, so I thought it would be time to give it up.
I loved it.
It's not that we didn't enjoy it. We very much enjoyed it.
I thought it was great.
We just,
Well, I can't
the
wait.
practice goes a long way.
I can't wait to use this bow. And she like holds it up and admires it, and like looks at all the little intricate details.
It's not sharp, is it?
Not a bow.
No, why are you guys all worried about that?
We're just making sure.
When you kind of like examine it, you hear like a faint whisper in your ear. It's unintelligible, but it just is like.
Okay. Oh. It's weird.
Hey Trey, I'm texting you a question real quick.
All right, Ashley. You yeah. So there's a potion of lesser healing, and there is a potion of water breathing.
Okay. Only one potion of lesser healing.
Yes, the one on sale. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's gonna grab that and go up as inconspicuous as she can and be like, yeah, I'm gonna take this.
Sure. Are you an adventurer? And she bows her head to you, noticing obviously that I'm assuming she's in her like elven state, not her face state, correct?
Sure. Yeah.
I could.
Yeah.
I safely
I-
assume that when she's like in villages and stuff like that, like she definitely
Not look weird. Yeah.
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 Ah, well met. Then she starts speaking in Elvish. Where are you from?
I'm from Hollowroot.
Ah, trying to get back home?
Always, of course.
Do apologize, but the ferry system seems to not be wanting to go across the Moonglade as of late.
Why not?
Well, just a couple of days ago, an eerie mist has covered the entire Moonglade, and the dwarf Poppy, who normally does the ferry system, he's refusing to send anyone across the Moonglade in fear of getting taken by the fog itself.
No good. A frog that eats people.
We've already lost 3 of the villagers in town. Our tailor, as well as one of the bookkeepers in town, and also the Watcher, Captain Hodge. We've sent numerous requests to our queen, but after the disappearance of the princess, she's been worried, and we haven't gotten much help from the kingdom.
What princess disappeared?
Princess Rapunzel about 18 years ago.
Huh.
You didn't hear about what all happened?
I must have been away across the seas at that time.
Understandable. The entire kingdom was quite in a tizzy about everything. It was weird they were all searching for some type of flower. Supposedly they found it and healed the queen after quite some time, although 18 years ago to us is mere, months ago. Quite fresh on all the elven brain.
Yeah, I always seem to forget how fleeting their lives are.
It's quite unfortunate. I do miss my home back in Altus, but I found settling here in Watford has been quite nice. Everyone seems nice and understanding and pretty nice to the adventurers who come through.
Well, you can always go home after this mist thing gets sorted, which
But-
we need to get sorted.
Good luck if you do. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be nice to visit home once again.
Sarah's gonna look over her shoulder and then back. She's like, "What have you heard of Altus at all? Anything happening news-wise?"
Well, the most sort of snippets I get from adventurers who pass through town. Apparently, the Queen of the Fae, Queen Serana, has abandoned Hollowroot and is up in a tizzy, and lots of the Fae have disappeared. There are rumours that something called the cleansing has happened, though we haven't seen much here in Oxley.
Oh, that sounds horrible. Well, hopefully it never gets here.
We do hope so. I heard Verwyn is quite dark these days. Tornado passed through town. Is that correct?
We have passed through there, and we have heard of a tornado. It was in dire straits.
Terrible to those people.
Well, you know, humans are like bunnies. They breed.
Tis true. I guess that is why they're so abundant and resilient here, but we do what we can to offer our services to those who help the light of the Una. But anyways, is there anything else that I can assist you with?
This is a very strange question, but
Yeah.
you don't perhaps know any place in this entire village that has a what's the needle thing called again?
A spindle?
Spindle.
Well, I would suggest going to the tailor's, Melinda's, but unfortunately she has disappeared into the fog.
Okay, well that's great. That means her house is like shut and locked. Nobody get in there.
That's great that someone's disappeared.
No, I mean like that's not great. I mean like, her house is locked, right?
Well, I would suppose so.
Good. We have somebody who has a phobia of spindles, so just making sure we don't
Oh.
we avoid that area.
Oh dear.
I know it's weird.
I understand. Well, yeah, just stay away from the tailor Melinda's and you should be alright.
Perfect.
Will you guys be staying in town long?
We actually have not discussed that yet. Is there an inn?
Yeah, the Cowardly Lion, owned by Dalen. Should be able to help you if you need a room. Oh, and those potions are on the house.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. I've been meaning to get rid of them, but this magic hysteria coming in from Verwyn, you don't often see people purchasing these sorts of gifts.
It's very true. It's unfortunate that they don't see the good in magic.
Unfortunately, they only see the bad, but it's neither here nor there.
Well, thank you so much for the potion.
Of course, I appreciate your patronage. You're always welcome here at the Watford Exchange.
She like bows her head a little bit and then takes the potion and walks out the door, past everybody.
Sure.
Mira seeing her leave is just like, oh, okay, I guess we're done here. And just gonna walk out.
Sure. Were you guys at? Yes, right?
Oh, nothing. I was. So, Sarah, I heard you talking to the lady at the counter. She said the ferry's down?
Yeah, the ferry is down. Not like flying ferries, but the ferry, the boat. The ship is down. Apparently, there is a mist that eats people. Or just takes them, and they're all afraid to cross now. 3 people have been taken. The tailor, the bookkeeper, and the watcher, Captain Hodge. So unfortunately, we might have to steal the boat and go across ourselves, find them, and wait, that makes no sense. Then come back with them?
Did you ask when this mist came up?
I believe it was 3 days ago.
A couple of days ago, yeah.
Yeah. She said it was a couple days ago, actually.
Oh, so
Could be our fault.
yeah.
We could try to stop it if it's not. That would mean the ferry would run again, and then we'd be on our way. Maybe we start going to, shops to see what kind of, information that they would have. Maybe some people know more about it. Oh, look, there's a tailor shop right over there. We can go see if someone's home.
Nope, the tailor's not there. She grabs
What?
her. The tailor got stolen.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
locked.
Sorry, it's the first store I saw.
Okay, what is going on? Like, you both are acting super weird. Like, please give us more information. I don't like being left in the dark.
Yeah, I thought we weren't keeping secrets anymore.
We're not keeping secrets. Sarah is just being paranoid.
Paranoid
Over a
why,
deal I
though?
made.
Sarah's not just paranoid for no reasons at all. Usually she has some,
Secret.
usually behind the scene, behind the scenes secret of why she's paranoid, but I was told that it was about you, Willa.
Yeah, what's going on?
You know the night that Trey died and we all sat and camping?
We do remember the night I died.
Oh, Trig. Sorry. And you guys went to bed before Sarah and I did.
Yes.
I went to the woods to cathartically scream. I was hoping to speak to the old gods, because I was feeling pretty horrible about not doing much in that battle. I wasn't the best. I wasn't my full self, and I asked for help because I think magic is the answer for me not feeling like I'm doing my due diligence in our battles and fights that we come across. So someone answered.
The old gods?
No. No, her name is Maleficent. And she was a lovely, lovely fairy. And I accepted her deal.
You make a deal?
They're like completely drained. Like, you took a deal?
I know we said not making any deals, but I wanted my magic eyes and my memories.
You gave me such a hard time for doing that same thing.
I did it for the group, and it wasn't anything bad. She didn't want anything.
For the group. You know what happened?
Seriously.
It wasn't going to impact anybody else.
Then why didn't you tell us?
I was afraid to, and well, we haven't exactly had a lot of time. We've been traveling for 3 days, and it just hasn't come up until someone was paranoid.
Well, why is she paranoid though? Like, what happened?
So apparently she went to go speak, Maleficent went and found Sarah, because she was also in the woods, different part of the woods, and she spoke saying that, she put an entire kingdom in a never-waking sleep.
And do that later.
We'll deal with that later. But the way that it started was a woman pricked her finger on a spinning wheel.
But what does that have to do with you?
Exactly, she's just being paranoid.
Well, wait. If Maleficent isn't one of the old gods, what is she?
She's
Like
a fairy.
me.
But when you make a deal with a fairy, I mean, it's a deal. There's something else that is taken. What did she take?
She didn't take anything. She just said I would have everything for the next full moon. I would get my magic and my memories.
She didn't take anything yet.
Not yet. Until tonight, maybe. If she pricks her finger on a thingy-majig.
But we're not anywhere
Why
close to
does-
Spindles. The full moon's tonight.
So let me get this straight. If I'm correctly connecting the dots here, you made a deal with a fae. Doesn't matter how powerful she is, no clue. Never met her before, but you made a deal.
Mhm.
It says there's no strings attached, but we know that's not true. And now, we've talked about she's put an entire kingdom to sleep because of one person's touching and pricking their finger. Do you not see why there might be a little bit of concern, Willa?
Well, she didn't say anything about that to me when we made the deal.
So isn't that kind of a red flag? Isn't that even sneakier?
I can't undo the deal. It's already been made.
I'm just
It has.
saying.
I just have to get through this.
With Obsidious, and I'm just saying. Willa, that
She
was
said she
really
knew
careless.
Sarah.
That doesn't reassure me. Why would that reassure you? No offense, Sarah.
Taken.
I was in a very dark place in the woods, and it felt like the only answer. I was weak, and I agreed to that.
I mean,
I had a moment of weakness, and I messed up, like I often do.
I get it. It's okay. Just... Aren't you
It
worried?
sounded... Well, yes, but I don't want to live in fear if this is my last moments before the full moon.
Whoa, okay.
Last
I'm
moments.
not entertaining that thought. If you don't mind, Willa, if we can just try to be a little bit more cautious with what you are around, at least till the night is over. I really don't want to lose somebody else.
No.
I'll just fall asleep.
Forever.
That's
And you know
basically
what?
death.
We're already carrying around one person who's dead weight. We don't need to be carrying around two dead weight.
Yeah, I already told you I'm out of
Whether
space.
you're useful or not to us, magic or no, we need you.
Well, thanks. At the time, I didn't feel that way, and I felt like I could be better for the group if I had it. something I lost. But you're right. I'll be more cautious. I won't touch anything. Hands in my pockets, okay?
All I can think is Willow's that like wounded 5-year-old. Like, yes, I won't touch it.
Okay, Dad. You see? I told you. I'm paranoid for good reasons.
Except for giving my magic back.
If she does. So. I'm not sure what she can do exactly. It's been a minute. I mean, I guess I saw it the other night, but it's been a minute before I saw her before then.
Well, I already feel it in me. I can't do anything yet, but I feel it. It's surging, and it's like a breath of fresh air. A crisp autumn morning. All right, let's go figure out this fairy issue.
Okay.
So we do.
She rolls her eyes.
All right. I mean, I guess the first place we can check is the inn. That's sort of probably where everybody congregates, anyways. Might be a good place to ask questions.
That's a good idea.
Okay. So you guys head to the Cowardly Lion Inn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So you guys head down the kind of main street there, towards the 2-story building called the Cowardly Lion. Arriving inside, you see that it is a lively for this kind of lunchtime. There are tables kind of scattered around the main floor with a wooden staircase leading up to the upstairs. Rooms and things of that nature. There is a rather ogreish-looking man bartending up the top, conversing with a man sitting at the bar drinking a glass of wine, perhaps. He's in a cloak. There are a couple tables open and available for you guys to go through. As well as you see there is this blonde woman who's got pigtails. She seems to be barmaid, kind of servicing tables and things like that. But other than that, there's not much to this tavern. You know, some portraits and things along the wall, some old antlers kind of clung to it. Just very kind of tavern-esque, with a large hearth and a boiling pot of some type of stew off to the corner. What do you do?
Is there any people around outside of just bartenders and the owner?
Yeah, so there are a couple tables taken up by villagers or passerbys. A lively bunch of elven women eating some cheeses and fruits and things like that. But the other tables are kind of taken up by humans. There is a small table of 3 halflings, all cloaked, and there is an open table by the bay window that seems nice to sit at if you want to.
We should sit down, guys, and then we could ask people for questions.
Let's go have a seat over there.
Good to me.
Alrighty. So you guys all make your way over to the table next to the bay window, that kind of like overlooks a little bit of the village. And after a couple minutes, the blonde, pigtailed woman, she comes over to your table, and she smiles at you, rosy cheeks, freckles on her face, and she says, "Hi, my name's Holly. What can I do for you?"
Do you have any elven wine?
Yeah, actually, I do believe I can. Would you prefer red or white or purple?
Purple.
We'll see if we have it in stock. What else were you drinking?
I'll have an ale.
Ale, okay.
Oh, water works for me.
Water, I can do that. And for
Yeah,
you?
Probably just a water.
Alright, I'll give you some time to look over our menu, and I'll be back shortly with your drinks, okay?
Real quick,
yeah.
We're probably not going to stay in town long because we're planning to take the ferry over the Moonglade, but didn't know if we knew the next time that it was due to leave.
She kind of stops for a moment. She goes, "Oh, I'm quite sorry, my dear, but the ferry system hasn't been pulling because of that fog. And you will be staying in tonight. There is a curfew, exactly 8 o'clock.
A curfew?
Yeah, because of the fog. The mayor wants us to stay indoors."
Interesting. Okay.
Does it?
Do you know of anybody who's tried to venture in the fog, or anybody's returned, or we're just trying to get across, and we're just trying to help out.
Sure. Last I know is that the man over at the bar, the one in the cloak, all brooding and mysterious, he's begging Poppy to take him across the ferry, but quite adamant about it, really. I don't know much about him, but he's about the only one that I know of. Grog's taking quite a liking to him.
Who's that?
Grog's our bartender, half orc, half human. We don't get many of those in this part of the woods, but he's quite nice.
All right, thank you so much.
Was that on
Yeah.
purpose?
What?
Name Grog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you like that?
I did.
I liked it very much.
Alright, well, I'll be back with your waters, your purple ale, or your purple wine and ale. And she goes over and she goes back up to Grog behind the bar, and you see them talking about something, and she starts making your drinks. Say anything, bro?
Do you guys, who wants to go up and talk to them? Maybe it should just be one of us.
Who has the best charisma? Who has the best feminine wiles?
You?
I mean, I can go talk. I can't promise anything about feminine wiles or being any sort of charismatic, but I mean, I have a good
Well,
manner.
okay. I mean, maybe just push up your chest a bit.
She's sort of looking down at her extremely plain clothes that do
Right.
nothing for her. It's like,
Right,
yeah.
cleric outfit. A child of Yuna, you know.
It's all about body language.
Like, she's a conservative church girl, guys.
Sarah's like pushing up her boobs and being like, like that. I have a +9 to charisma.
So Holly, she comes back over and she starts. She's like, "All right, here's your 2 waters. There you go, madame." And this is the last of the bottles. I just thought I would bring it over to you. We don't get a lot of imports anymore, obviously. And ale, fresh from Grog.
Thank you. Tell Grog I say thank you.
Will do. All right. Did you guys want to get anything to tide you over, or?
We're kind of low on coin, but thank you.
Sure, understandable, not a problem. Well, just flag me. My name's Holly. If you need anything, okay?
Thanks, Holly.
Sarah's gonna push some of her wine over to Mira. Mira, take some of this. It's gonna make you feel really warm inside, and then everybody's attractive.
You're going to look at it for a second
Holy wine.
and is going to look at Sarah. Like, Sarah, what kind of wine is this?
It's the blood of Yuna.
The blood of Yuna.
That's not a thing.
Oh, it's not?
On our wonderful Sarah to make sure she's not trying to slip her Fey wine.
What kind of wine is this? Is it Fey wine?
No, it's Elvin.
It's just normal elven wine. You can take a drink from it.
Let's put it this way. I still want to roll the check solely for the fact of Mira's been offered stuff before and it did
Yeah.
not end well.
Sure.
We're looking at a 28 of insight on
Sure.
something that doesn't.
So, you
Wine
have you,
deception. 14.
yeah. So you see right through, Sarah, but you just know that this is a higher nobility wine. Typically, notes of floral, plum, and grape are mashed in, and you know that it does affect anyone who is not of elven descent differently, but that's just, it gets you drunker faster.
And don't worry, it's not like it's you're borrowing it. I mean, it's to help us. You're not gonna be like owe me anything.
I was just making sure. And she's gonna go ahead and just straight up, like, shoots it, basically.
Okay.
And goes ahead and sort of, like, braces herself.
Sarah's gonna like took down her like shoulders so they're like bare.
She's wearing sleeves and a tunic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like her cleric outfit, like she's no skin is showing except for her like upper neck and face. But if you want, in doing so, can you roll a strength check for me?
But not too much. You're naked. 16.
Okay, so you pull on her shoulders, like to kind of like, and you hear that ripping of the cloth, just a little bit, showing a little bit more skin. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Nothing too voluptuous, but you kind of give it that look. All right.
She sort of just looks down and is like, I mean, I could take off the tunic too.
Or you do that and be naked. Oh, they would
You have
love
a
that.
long-sleeve tight shirt that's probably a little bit lower cut than the tunic that you just ripped.
All right. So do you take the tunic off and just have your kind of robes? underneath?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
just gonna looking a little wounded, knowing she meant well, and take it off and it's slightly lower. She sort of just looks at her and sort of does the really awkward boob adjustment that she showed earlier.
Just gonna
And
pinch your
she'll walk
cheeks.
on over, but her face is bright red at this point. So
Okay. Sure. So who are you heading over to?
the mysterious figure at the bar.
All right. So you kind of head over to the bar. Grog, the bartender, half orc, he is engrossed in conversation with this mysterious figure, and then he looks up. He's like, "Oh yeah. What can I get for you?"
That's the thing. She doesn't have money. Just
Oh.
your cheapest ale that you have.
Yeah. I can do that for you. Tall or short?
Short, please.
All right. So he turns back behind, and you literally just see him grab a glass from the shelf, pull it into a barrel, and slide it across the bar at her. He's like, "Oh, it's only one copper or one gold piece."
Hold on a second. She's gonna be very sort of awkwardly looking in her pockets, trying to making a show of it, trying to find if she can find a gold piece, sort of as perfectly as she can in her nervous state. Sort of accidentally nudge the person next to her, the mysterious person, in the process of this big show.
Okay. So the mysterious hooded figure, he kind of backs up a little bit, and he's like, "All right, don't worry about it. I got it." And he sets down a piece of gold on the table, and he pulls back his hood. You see his elven ears, his dark shaggy hair. It's Quo. And he
Was
said,
Mira met Quo? I
Mira has
can't
only in passing, so you guys would not recognize each other. So he looks over and he says, "There you go. I can't help but feel bad for those."
I am so sorry. I didn't mean to run into you at all.
No, you're fine.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely can't pass up on a pretty lady who looks in distress. My name's Quo.
She takes a swig of the thing and chokes a little bit. Oh, Mira, nice to meet you.
Well met.
What brings you here?
I've been trying to get across the damn ferry, but everyone and their brother here is terrified of some mist that has rolled into town, and the dwarf that's supposed to take the ferry across, he's refusing service, even though I have high orders from Queen Serana herself from Hollowroot. But no one seems to really care about that.
Oh, you know the Queen. I actually have a party member who is also an acquaintance with the Queen.
Really? And he turns it over his shoulder and he's like, "You can't be serious."
She-
You know each other, and she's looking back what did you set me up for?
Alright, he throws 10 gold Grog's way, who Grog kind of picks it up. He's like, "Thank you, Grog, I appreciate it, but I have friends here." And he offers this arm. He says, "Shall we?"
Sort of taken back, yes, and she takes his arm and almost forgets the drink that he paid for, and then quickly picks it up with the other hand.
You two stroll across the tavern, and he lets you go as you sit back down, and he sits in an open chair, and he says, "Well, hail Yuna's light. It is you three.
Fancy meeting you here, actually.
Same, it looks like our adventures have crossed paths yet again.
You know, then the world will do that.
Yes, I've heard rumors of the cleansing being initiated, and I've been investigating that as well. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it, would you?"
Nope.
Roll deception.
At that comment, she's gonna take another drink and sort of gag on it.
15.
Okay. Alright, well. Trying to gather back home to Ozendor to investigate some of our train's belongings over there. There's been rumors of dark magic presence in Ozendor, and some self-proclaimed wizard thinks that he is the absolute supreme ruler of Altus after Queen Serana has mysteriously disappeared from the face of the earth.
She's missing?
Well, according to the reports I've been getting across from Mail Pigeon, most of the
who?
Fae have disappeared into the Fae realms. It's highly classified, but I guess a woman of your stature and part of the Harpy Court, I could tell you.
Please do. Let's see if our information aligns with each other.
That's good. Well, from home base, back in Hollowroot, I've been getting reports and things of that. After Queen Serana and the rest of the court have disappeared, and back into the Fae realms, I believe something going on. Hollowroot have been up in a tizzy about everything. I left there shortly after I went to Salem for the festivities there, and done away with some underground supernatural fighting rings. That was quite the caseload to deal with. I do have to thank you all for that. He'd been on our wanted list for quite some time. After reported back in, I've been trying to set back to Ozendor, but my travels have been stopped by this damn dwarf who won't take me across the Moonglade.
Sure, if you want to go to Osnor right now.
Why do you say that?
She's gonna scoot in real tight and like kind of in a very harsh voice, like, "So, man, that wizard Xavier. Oh, we met him. It's very charming, I would say, and he's rounded up all of the magic users in a place called Kansas. I think that's where my mother is, and my
dear.
sisters.
Kansas, you say?
Yes,
Fort Kansas.
and some
think it's-
machine is gonna be used to summon Ognos. She looks like that.
Specifically a gate.
A gate. Well, how on earth could someone called the wizard build a gate to bring back a god? Besides, he doesn't have a heart. He can't come into this world.
Well, that's good.
It's just
But-
rumor.
Cleansing's still happening.
Yeah.
So the cleansing hasn't been initiated. That means the dagger has been taken from its resting place. The dagger that will open the gate.
Yeah, it has actually. We were caught in a tornado and we got to Neverland, and it's been a real mess out there.
Yep.
A tornado, and then you venture to this place called Neverland.
Yeah, it's weird.
Tornado kind of took us there. I think that might have been part of the cleansing.
Just whipped up in it.
Do you know that if the dagger does anything more after it's been removed besides like destroy the world? Can we put it? I mean, can they put it back?
If only. Not sure I know much about that. But what I do know from history books and years of studying, I do believe that the dagger is some sort of key to unlocking the gate, but the gate in question must be built by someone of supreme knowledge, probably the dwarves. If not, they're really good at architecture. The dagger is used as a key to open up the gate, but something that powerful will need a lot of magic to open the gate itself.
Wait. It needs a lot of magic?
Well, yeah, gate to summon a god. is
Sarah's
not just
drinking
some
really
simple
hard now.
spell.
What if they're using the magic users?
Yeah, about that. I knew that. So yeah, that's when we need to get there real fast.
Wait,
She drinks again.
did you say you knew that?
I mean, it was kind of obvious, wasn't it? Why round up all the magic users? And we know that Lady Tremaine's being used.
So what you're saying is they're harboring all these magical folk to use as a battery to power the gate.
That would
Oh,
make
dear.
sense.
Possibly. I mean, Nyx, when we talked to her, Kara was saying that she was planning on using you. But, I mean,
Me?
obviously we got rid of that plan.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't think she can anymore. That was before Neverland.
Did you do something with your hair?
Yeah. It's a little longer now. Thanks.
Yeah, you look quite nice. You all look a little bit aged and worse for wear, but...
It has been a few years, Quo.
Well, what happened to your vampire friend? I didn't notice he's missing. He's returned back to Lucifer, I suppose.
He downs the rest of it and sort of puts it down.
No, he didn't return to Lucifer.
Oh dear. Died. Well, that is the cycle of death. And cheers, Trig. And he takes his wine and he takes a sip of his wine.
Take the empty glass.
You still have a water on the table. Well, things are quite more dire than I thought.
Yeah.
But we were going to help try to figure out this fog situation so we could get crossed. We wanted to talk to Poppy and see possibly what he knew and maybe venture out ourselves and see if we can defeat this mysterious fog.
Well, good luck with Pompey. He's a little bit stubborn for a dwarf. Not saying something. thought about commandeering the boat, but of course, Section 89 of the Penal Code of the Magistration, I can't commandeer vehicles if it is official business, and you all have given me official business to get there. Although I will say my court order from Queen Serana wasn't sufficient enough for him, so I doubt he'd even honor my code as well.
What about royalty themselves?
You could try. I mean, the court order is the same from your mother.
Or I could just steal it.
Do you think he possibly knows our other dwarf friend?
The other dwarf friend. Are you talking about Victor? Isn't he dead?
Yes, but maybe he was a friend of the family, and we're just going to give condolences for Victor's family.
Yeah, we technically owe him a proper burial, I think.
You haven't buried him yet. It's been 2 years.
You're telling me. I really would like to use my bag.
You're telling you have an enchanted bag with a dead body in it.
Yeah, and I can't fit anything else in it. It's been
Oh,
like
dear.
2 years.
Interesting.
Do you want to see it?
I quite don't need to see a dead dwarf.
Are you sure? It's right here.
No, I am good seeing my fair share of dead from my travels here. But, mysterious fellow Nathaniel, have you heard any word from him yet? He's not returned any of my owls.
Nothing. No.
Mm-mm.
We don't know about Nathaniel, correct?
No.
Like, character-wise. Okay.
Last time you heard him and Quo had gone off to Agrabah to seek out a friend.
I thought that you were with him.
Oh yeah, that was also 2 years ago, my dear.
Well,
Do I know? Right? I don't know. I thought Nathaniel was Lady A.
Yes, Nathaniel is Lady A, but you guys don't know where his whereabouts are, I don't think. Oh, you
Right.
saw, yes, you did see him, but you couldn't pinpoint maybe,
Okay.
right? I think that's what happened when you scried. You saw him, but pinpointing.
Cried on Xavier too.
Yes,
and then I
that's
saw.
right. Oh yeah, so then yeah,
Nathaniel.
you would know Nathaniel's with Xavier.
Sarah goes,
What?
Sarah?
Yes, Nathaniel is a little bit green now. He's
Green.
he's in Aldendor.
He's an Ozendor,
how do you
my
know?
paramour.
Oh, remember when I scried on Xavier?
I don't think you actually told us any of that information.
Well,
Did
Yeah,
you?
hold on, give me 1 second.
you get more Chipotle on the map.
I'm trying to
God damn
remember
it.
if Sarah kept that secret or not.
I
I thought I told people.
I'll be right back, guys.
I really thought I told everybody the last section. Be like, hey, yeah, Nathaniel's Lady A, and we're with Xavier. I think we do know.
Well, we already knew Nathaniel was Lady A. Lady
But,
A
like-
is like Nathaniel's stage name.
But I thought I told everybody, like, oh yeah. Well,
I don't remember that.
we'll tell it now.
I was gonna say we can always see what Trey says and if he remembers and go about it that way.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it. I might as well go to the bathroom too.
I
Keep
think
drinking
I
wine.
might as well do that as well.
Okay, I'm gonna get food.
Hey.
We all took potty breaks.
Yeah, I it was getting hot, so I changed my shirt and turned on the air conditioning because I forgot to turn it on. It's hot in here.
Gotcha. We thought you got Chipotle again.
I heard that.
So, are we going to go forth with the plan?
So, I have to figure this out. I'm thinking what happens is that later in time when Cal, like, you get back together, that's when you break your finger and the curse still happens.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll be I have to figure out the logistics of that, because I'm thinking that maybe Maleficent was just like not in human 3 days, in Fae 3 days, which is
But she said for the full moon.
the full. Okay, so we'll say the full. Well, you know how there's 2 moons in Everos? Maybe he was talking about the second. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. Because I think that would be a cute idea.
It is very cute.
You know, I can create things because that's my life.
Your god.
I do what I can, all for the sake of story.
No, I'm fine. I just, after we talked about it lengthening, that's why I was like, oh.
Yeah, we good. Quo's here.
I'm excited. we don't know anything about the cataclysms.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know anything. Nothing about the dagger either.
We'll see about that.
Tara still has it. Willa doesn't have it. Tara has it. It's in her bag.
Hello, Tasha. Welcome back.
Yes, I am back. By the way, I love how Willa is, once again, like that 5-year-old on the playground. Hey, you want to see my dead worm?
Right. I was like, no, that's okay.
You sure?
Okay. Yeah, no.
So the only other thing in Willa's bag is Noah's Book of Stories.
Noah's Book of Stories.
And then her new bow.
It's exciting. Nervous about that, but exciting.
Why are you nervous?
We'll see what happens.
Wait, you're nervous?
I gave away my old one.
All right, we're anyways, continuing on. Go ahead. I believe Mira was talking.
Do you remember what Mira was saying? Because I don't.
Lady A.
Yeah, Sarah. They were. Yeah.
Oh, it was question for UDM. Do you remember if Sarah actually talked about it with it? Because none of us can remember fully.
I don't think she did.
Oh, I thought I did.
It might have been something did happen later. I don't remember. If Ashley believes she did, then let's say that yeah, she did.
We all know. So yeah, that's where Nathaniel is.
My paramour does seem to get himself in tight situation. You said he was green.
Yes, and he had the grimoire. You know anything about that?
The Nightingale's grimoire.
That's the one.
So the Nightingales, they have a grimoire that only the Supreme can use magic from, and we both know that Fiona was the Supreme of the Coven before Lady Tremaine, or after Lady Tremaine, but she's dead. Nathaniel might be the one to be able to cast spells from the grimoire because she's in the same bloodline.
Wait, Lady Tremaine's dead?
No.
Fiona.
Oh.
Fiona's dead.
Oh, sorry, I got confused.
It's okay.
It'll get into my head.
There's a lot of witches.
Nargles.
What?
Nothing. Anyways, Raxbuts, they get in your ears and they cloud your brain. But, okay, so Nathaniel is green with the grimoire, possibly casting spells, with Xavier and Ozendor. Okay,
Yes.
so we have everything laid out then. If Nathaniel's able to cast spells from the grimoire, oh dear, and he's turned green.
What?
Is that a normal side effect?
Well, I'm not the exact arcane expert of anything, but what I do know is that when you're forced to do something with magic, you can have harsh side effects. I suppose turning green is one of them. Well, that begs the age-old question, is one born with wickedness, or does it have a thrust upon them?
Wait, so you think it's being forced to not do the nicest of enchantments?
I would think I would know much about what my boyfriend can do.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh.
Clearly we're on a bit of rocky terms here right now, but still consider him one of my truest loves.
That's sweet.
Appreciate it, but... Huh. No wonder he hasn't been answering my owls.
Would make sense.
Do you by chance know of what types of enchantments would be in this book that would be considered wicked?
Unfortunately, I don't know much about the grimoire. It's hidden behind their coven. I only know the things that Nathaniel tells me, but I'm sure that that book, if it was created by the first original Witch of Everos, it has a lot of information.
We've just been running into a lot of very strange enchantments, and
What do you mean?
like we currently ran into a cornfield that just kept expanding and we could not get out of for a
Right.
while, and then
Corn monster.
didn't help
If-
that we encountered a very high level demon
Yeah.
right afterwards, which summoning something of that stature would be momentous magic. And I mean, fogs don't just randomly appear and stay and cause disappearances.
Just a question for you to prod your memories and brains. The first time you met the Nightingales, what did they conjure?
Fog.
Oh no. Yeah, it was like a dense mist.
It was.
A Nightingale specialty. That makes me have some reason to believe that this is Nathaniel's doing of the fog.
You're probably right.
So no one can get through to Ozendor.
And the only person I know to reverse the effects of a Nightingale's magic would be a Nightingale themselves. And of course, her Havanora, still gone, haven't seen her. Presumably dead.
Quo,
She's in the prison, Kansas too. Don't worry.
Oh,
we do actually have a Nightingale in our presence, but
Who would that be?
I don't know. I don't know if she would be able to handle it.
Who would that be?
what?
I was gonna say Tara's Raven.
I'm not gonna
Raven's
I'm
That's
not
true.
gonna-
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm the enemy of the
My bad.
Nightingales. Nyx was a nightingale.
You're the enemy. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry. My bad.
Other bloodline.
Retcon. Retcon.
Crips and Bloods.
Yeah.
My bad.
Good try though. Good try. It's okay. No,
Huh.
So we're just in a bit of a catch-22.
Well, wait. What about Jupiter? Oh, Jupiter and Hemlock are in the Kansas too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is unfortunate. All of our means of getting across have been stopped by some matter of convenience for whatever god is out there, or goddess. Well, what do you all suppose we should do?
I say we should venture into it and see if there's another cause.
Oh, I don't like that.
Before we do that, I would like to point out, last time we got into a mysterious enchantment. I don't know what this fog does necessarily, but that cornfield only led us to a high-level demon that the only reason why we escaped is because Trig exploded.
Okay, I understood, but we didn't know the cornfield was magical. If we have an inkling of idea of that the fog is magical,
Then
Well-
I
Then
don't want to go in it.
we have an upper hand. And if my magic kicks in at midnight, then I do remember a little bit of from when we went to Wakefield Academy about a fog cloud spell.
So, something that you met at the Hogwarts Rejects class of whatever it is, you believe is more powerful than what has been enchanted from the Grimoire, which has run hundreds of years of magic, if not the origination of witchcraft itself. I mean, go ahead, absolutely. I want to go through this fog just as much as you do, but we've got to be methodical about this.
That's why we're just speaking right now and not going out there. I'm not charging out there yet. I'm just thinking of ideas. You know, I don't see anybody else suggesting, solutions to our problem. And she chugs the rest of her ale.
All right, so we have one option on the table. Go head first into a suicide mission. That's good.
Okay, I'm gonna present the option of not doing that.
I like saving our hide. Self-preservation is quite nice.
I like not going into the fog, but are you sure that only a nightingale can dispel it? Is there anybody else? Is there anybody else with magic that could? I don't know. I mean, is there anything we can do?
It's only a hunch, and that's what detectives do. They plan and methodically think about things. Possible that someone else might be able to. But I'm fresh about ideas. Poppy's not budging.
We could steal it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So we commandeer a boat to get us into the fog. Willa's
Yes.
ideas are great if you want to die.
I was going to say, stealing things doesn't usually end to good results.
Do we go
Oh.
around it then?
Is there
Can
a
we
way?
go around it?
Yeah, is there another way to get to Ozendor? Surely there has to be, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll head back down into Valewind, take a port if we can, take a ship over to Jianzhou, get to the harbor city over there, and then go on the other side of the entire continent. Yeah, we'll be about there in about 3 months.
I don't have 3 months.
What do you mean you don't have 3 months?
Mother's orders. I have to be back by midsummer.
Oh, Midsummer's fastly approaching, I suggest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I might have an idea,
What do you think?
but we'll need some things. Nathaniel told me about creating a ward.
Okay.
What is it? We need a branch of yew tree, and he pulls out something from his satchel and parchment paper and takes out a pen and starts writing things down. Okay, so we're going to need a branch of a yew tree. I think there should be some nearby the graveyard around town. Let's see. There will need to be some darkened coal, I believe. I think there's a mine somewhere around here. Should be easy to get if it's just coal. Can't quite remember the rest of his head. Oh, porcupine quills. And was it blood of a raven or blood of a newborn? I can't quite
Very
remember.
different things.
Let's go with the raven route. But I do know that there is an orphan not far from here.
We're gonna punch somebody kids in the nose and be like, "Here, blood."
Or we could just go to the infirmary or anyone who scrapes and just get a vial of it there, but sure,
that.
attacking children, if that's what you want to do.
I was gonna say, I draw the line at letting up orphans.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's like Nyx's kind of magic.
Unfortunately, witchcraft is quite dark. But we'll go with the raven.
Okay.
I think there was one more thing that he said. This all has to be done at night, when there's no sun. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I can remember this. Yew tree, blood of a raven, and coal. That's pretty simple to get, don't you think?
And porcupine quills, right?
Oh yeah, and porcupine quills. I should be able to help get that. And Dorothy, as she kind of looks up as she's eating on a muffin or something, she's like, "Oh, I can go with you. I'm usually good at finding things with Toto. I'm sure we could find the porcupine quills." I was like, "Great. Okay, so I'll gather the porcupine quills, and then also the blood of the raven. I think we can handle that. And then you guys should do the coal and the yew tree birch."
Sure.
Perfect. Well, we'll have to go tonight. I know there's curfew at 8, but we might be able to get in with the watchers of the town.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm going to return to my room. I'm freshen up a bit. I'm upstairs, first door on the right, if you need me. Good luck, everyone.
Well, we'll see you tonight at sundown.
Dorothy gets up and she finishes her toast and lays down a couple pieces of gold on the table. And Toto jumps down next to her and she's like, "Do you mind if I retire with you, Chloe? We can talk about game plan." I was like, "Of course, that's fine." And they head up to his room.
So, should we split up and get these items, or stick together?
I think we should stick together after our recent loss.
Yeah, I want us to stay together too.
All right.
We didn't ask. We should probably make sure that the two locations we're looking for aren't on like opposite sides of town, though.
Well,
Yeah, we should ask the barmaid when she comes back. Be like, "Oh, where's the graveyard?" Because of no reason in particular. And mine.
So, just as for convenience, Holly does come back up. She's like, "Can we get you guys anything else, dear?"
Yeah, where's the mine?
Oh,
and the cemetery.
okay. Yeah, the cemetery is north of town. Just past the old glade, honoring and paying respects, are you?
Yeah. I like cemeteries. They're peaceful.
Do you happen to know if ravens frequent this area?
Well, we get crows all the time.
No, ravens. They're very different.
Ravens. Maybe it's down into the forest, but
Well, thank you.
yeah, no problem. And then as for the mine, I don't know what you need to doing down there. It's been abandoned for quite some time.
I like to explore creepy places.
Sure. I don't even remember the last time anyone's been up there. It's been quite some time, but sure, absolutely. Good luck to you all. Here is your tab, and she slides over a piece of paper. Looks like it's only 8 pieces of gold. Will you be needing a room for this evening?
If we do, we'll come back.
Okay. Just be careful before 8 o'clock. That is when the curfew hits, and we do book up quite nicely when travelers come into town. So.
Actually, if we could get a room, it would be very appreciated. And I get a little claustrophobic, so if we can get one with a window, it'd be appreciated.
Yeah, that should be fine. Room 4, it's down at the end of the hall upstairs. It does open up to the town square, if that's okay. You do have to kind of jimmy the lock on the window, though. It's been rusted. Been trying to manage to get that, but you know how things go running a tavern that your owner doesn't really care for, you know?
Understandable.
Thank
I
you.
give 8 gold and whatever the room cost is.
Alright, just for the night, it's 10 gold pieces.
Okay. Hand it over and be like, there, now we have a room and we pay for a meal.
Alright, well met, everyone.
Thank you for your help.
I'll do what I can. And
Thank
Holly
you.
goes back to tending, oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. Good.
Yeah, Holly goes back to tending the other patrons of the tavern.
Well, we should go to the room, open the window, and like maybe leave a rope or something. Take back in.
That's what I was thinking.
Alright, so you guys head upstairs to the room, and you see that there is a double bed room with a window that does look out to the town square below. Just your normal kind of hotel stay, 2 beds, queen size, and a dresser, as well as a desk, and some oil lamps as well.
Well, I got some rope.
I think I did too, actually.
Yeah, I do.
I think we all have rope.
Yeah.
Alright,
How? I open the window and I look down. How far does it seem to be?
it's about a 1-story drop.
So we're just on the second floor. Okay.
Mhm.
So Willow will. Is there any beams in the room to hold up the structure?
There is not. It's just a regular room.
You can always tie it on the bedpost.
That's true. Maybe.
So you guys tie the rope to the bedpost, and then what do you do with it?
I fling it out the window. The rest of it.
Okay.
Mira's gonna take a page out of her book and like scribble on it "Do not disturb" and sort of like punch a hole and hang it on the outside of the door.
Okay. You kind of see some of the villagers in town kind of like look up at this rope that has just dropped down from the second story that faces the town square where all eyes can see. And they're like kind of look at it, they see the sign, and they continue about their business.
We're just testing the rope.
Well, you see a mother like hurry her child away from the strange people looking out the window.
And Sarah would like be able to like we'll call back to the room like mine's longer. It's like a sexual thing.
We should probably wait to put the rope out till after nightfall. You know?
Gosh, have you guys never snuck out of anywhere before?
I didn't have to.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
My dad was always in the woods at night, and I just followed him out. And my mother asked anything, I would just say I was with my dad.
And how'd that go out for him?
Who's asking? Who's not in the room? God, shut up!
Anyway, okay, so what do you guys do for the rest of the evening, or rest of the afternoon?
Graveyard in mine.
Mira's probably just gonna go off in the corner and do her normal scribbling in her book type situation.
Yeah,
Okay.
play with my doll, hang out.
Can Willa start to try to attune?
Okay.
Can she? How does attunement work?
It's really kind of just a gameplay. You just spend time like attuning yourself to the weapon. It's really just examining it, taking like you know what I mean. That's really all it's kind of left to.
Usually it just takes an hour.
Yeah, depending on what object. Yeah.
Okay, she'll be heavily studying her bow for the afternoon.
Sure, absolutely. Okay. So you do attune.
Oh,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
we go. No, you can attune. I was gonna put Sarah's gonna do something.
Okay. Here, let me pull up that document if you want to go ahead.
Okay. Sarah's gonna lay on the bed, her feet up overhead like a little girl, and she's gonna look at me and be like, "So, hi. We don't know much about your family. What do your parents do?
How close is she to Mira?
Probably within 10 feet.
Like, is she like hovering over her,
Oh, yeah.
like watching her right, or just across the room?
She's across the room, like on the bed, like a kid, like.
Well, since I'm an orphan that was dropped off at the temple as a child, that's a good question. Don't know.
Oh. I feel like there's more to the story by what Lady Tremaine had said.
She glares. It's like, and Lady Germaine has proven to be so trustworthy since, like,
I mean, aren't you at least a little bit curious about your parents?
no, I'm not. My parents died, or else didn't want me, so there's no point in worrying about it.
Seems very defensive.
I mean, for what it's worth, you don't
What are you
know
trying to
that.
get, Sarah?
Just saying, it just sounds like there's more to the story.
And there might be. Not that I know anything. I'm not the one keeping secrets from the group.
Ask me anything. I can't lie.
You know that's not true.
Have I ever lied?
You just withhold
Withholding
information.
is the same thing.
Gotta ask the right questions.
Okay, so Willa, Willa, in your bag, you feel something vibrate inside of your bag.
Willa checks her bag.
You see that the Noah's Book of Stories is seeming to hum. Do you pull it out?
Yes.
Okay, so you pull it out, and immediately the book opens up to a page with a sketch drawing of that bow, and you see a little passage beginning to write as you're staring at this page. It says, originally the possession of an elven deity, this unremarkable bow was lost when he was captured by the Dark Elves, with a body as black as starless, moonless night in the middle of a haunted wood. This bow comes with a laundry of baggage. You may call it cursed, if that was what you think, or for its incessant whispering of revenge. This bow insists on the decimation of all Dark Elves. 300 years after the deity was executed by the dark elf named Xavier on the task of finding his lost artifact of the god of revenge and hatred of Dark Elves. Traveling to the Vermidia Cavern, they killed every Dark Elf he encountered. On his way back to the surface after recovering the blow of the Black Archer, he met and eventually fell in love with a drow. Upon returning the weapon to the village of where the drow was from, the ranger was struck down by an angry fairy for consorting with the elves of the Vermidia Caverns. If you only learn one thing from this passage, dear reader, don't cross a god of revenge and hatred. 7 centuries later, the bow was taken up by a young woman who owned the Watford Exchange in the town of Watford. And then finally, an adventurer named Willa happened upon it. And the passage ends.
That's bizarre.
Mid conversation, she's gonna turn around like, "What's bizarre?"
And Willa looks. This book wrote itself.
Books do that.
No, they don't.
What do you mean it wrote itself?
It was humming and vibrating in my bag, so I pulled it out and opened it up, and it came to this empty page, and then it started writing about this bow of the Black Archer.
Is it a good story?
No,
Oh,
says that some would think it's cursed.
A cursed bow?
you're double cursed.
It's not really super cursed, but it was used to kill a lot of drow,
What else does
a lot
it
of dark
say?
elves. That basically he one day gave up the bow because he had such a need for vengeance because he fell in love with the drow. So he returned it to the city, and basically the shopkeeper has had it all these years, and till it even said the adventurer named Willa picked it up. It even says my name here, and she shows them the book.
The book. Yeah.
The bow.
You guys can read the passage.
Ooh,
Does
a love story.
the bow you bought today
Yes.
is cursed.
It just likes revenge.
What does it mean by revenge? Is it just revenge against the Dark Elves?
I'm guessing because he was imprisoned. Because he was he was a deity.
Okay, but you
A
have
moment passes, and Willa, you start to hear the whispers again.
And she kind of looks like off in
Wait.
like a daydreamy state.
And then it says, Willa.
Yes?
The whispers
What?
end.
Oh, nothing.
Mira's going to reach over and yank it from her hands.
Let's see. You're going to be taking 8 points of radiant damage.
Oh.
You literally, like, as you reach for it, you feel this spark of hatred and revenge as you try to pull it, and this bolt of energy, like, literally, you can see it glow throughout your veins as you reach back, and, like, it feels like you just got shocked by something powerful.
Doesn't like you.
It doesn't.
So, it's not yours. It's mine. It's my
Willa,
precious.
You have to realize, with stories like this, without knowing full details, you don't know what it means by cursed. Yes, it could be as simple as what you said, where it was a god of revenge wanted revenge on the Dark Elves and wanted to, like, completely kill all of them. And it might have a thing against Dark Elves, but what if it's manifests whatever you want revenge against? That's a lot of very poisoning mindsets to be letting in.
I started on my quest for revenge against the Kingsmen.
So, do you not see how that's alarming?
No, because I understand.
You understand what?
The bow.
Like, your best friends?
No, we're not best friends. I just think it's a charming story. And he fell in love and he gave up the bow. And I'll give up my bow and my revenge is satisfied.
But the Kingsmen are all gone.
No, they returned.
And he couldn't give up the bow because his revenge was met.
He gave up because he fell in love. So I won't have it for very long, okay?
We're all looking at each other like, what the fuck?
It's
Mira
fine. Let's just
started,
go to let's just go to the graveyard. You can't take it away from me. It's mine now.
I'm certainly not going to try again, since
Can I-
it seems to be... Go
No,
ahead.
you go ahead.
Since it seems to be unwilling to leave your side, just realize that might not be a good thing. Mira sort of just angrily gonna shut all of her stuff, like a couple papers fly out, and she like tries to stuff as many as she can back into it and stuff it in her bag.
Is there anything written on this bow? Can I, like, see if there's any Elfish written?
Yeah, here. And she goes and hands the bow over to Ashley.
To who?
Actually, suddenly saying
I'm
that
sorry.
was-
Sarah, my bad.
No,
I'm
you're fine.
terrible today.
Sarah, are you nervous about touching it?
I am not.
Okay. You grab the bow, and nothing happened.
She's like, is there writing on it I could read?
Nope.
No. She's just like, oh yeah. She picks up like this. I remember my days of training and hands it back.
Thank you. And Willow whips it behind her, and she's like, "We got places to go, guys."
Okay.
So where
Did
do
it
you
not work for me because I don't have a revenge plot?
head? Can't tell you.
Mira doesn't have a revenge plot.
Or does she?
In all fairness, though, Mira tried to take it. You
Yeah.
were offered it willingly.
True. Revenge plot.
All right. What do you guys decide to do?
Let's go to the cemetery. It seems like it's closer.
Sure. She said it was at the north end of town.
All right. So you guys all leave the room. And head north of town. You pass by the Union Cathedral. And take its short passage. Take the cobblestone path that's covered in like leaves and foliage and things like that, and kind of the large trees and stuff start to block out the sun and things like that, and eventually the mood kind of shifts from kind of the happier towns to a more solemn feeling. You feel like you're being watched by something when you arrive to the Old Ravens Gate Cemetery. There is old gravestones and things like that, but it looks to be kind of moss covered and worn down, like it hasn't been used in quite some.
Can I look around and see if there's any ravens in this raven-themed cemetery?
Yeah, you can roll nature.
Nevermore jumps out. Ah!
Hold on, I don't remember what my nature. 8? Damn, that is good. 13 plus 8, 21.
Sure. So, really, all that you see is some crows hanging around the cemetery. The lot of the raven depictions you're seeing on the stones of like in carvings of the ravens for being the Old Ravens Gate Cemetery. The biggest raven though that you would see is the ironwork raven on the cemetery gate that's covered in vine and bramble.
They should really rename this Crow Cemetery.
Have that much of a ring to it. Sarah's going to be looking for the branch of the yew tree.
Sure. Roll nature.
Nacha. And 19.
Okay, yeah. So you're kind of looking around, and from your basic knowledge of kind of the autumnal trees and things like that, you do see that there is an old white withered yew tree protruding out of the side of one of the old mausoleums at the far end of the cemetery.
She skips that way to go
Okay.
take it.
Okay, you take a piece of the branch.
Yes.
So you pluck it off. And then yeah, nothing happens.
I have the branch. Now we need the coal.
And if there's woods nearby, or we see woods before we get to the mine, we should go and take a look at it. We gotta find that raven.
I thought Quo's getting the raven.
No, he's getting the quills.
You said there was raven art everywhere in here, correct?
Mhm.
Can Mira start looking at the graves that are marked by ravens?
Sure. Roll investigation.
11.
Okay. So you just kind of glance over some of these cemetery stones that are covered in kind of old moss and weathered writing, and you do come across a very interesting looking gravestone, and you see that the last name is Ravenwood.
Tara?
Yeah?
You might want to look at this.
I'm gonna go over to Mira and look at the gravestone.
Mira's going to try to brush off the actual tombstone to see if she can get any more, like, of a name that goes along with Ravenwood.
Sure. So you push back some of the vines and bramble, and notice that the first name of the Ravenwood cemetery stone says Terenthia.
Seeing this, she's going to look for a date.
It's hundreds of years ago.
Were you named after anybody named Terenthia in your family, Tara?
I don't know. I don't know anything like that. It's not a name I've ever heard before. But you have to remember, I never knew my family.
That's true. Sorry. I've dealt with so much weird stuff with you guys. You aren't dead, are you?
No, I'm not dead. Not yet. I don't know. I'm gonna reach forward and touch it and see if can I like gain anything from it? Can I like roll or is there
So it's not
anything
magical.
else?
You touch it and it's cold stone. And you glance to the one next to it, and you see that this one's a little bit more intricate. And you go over to it and look that this headstone says Matriarch of the Ravenwood, and it says Abora.
Abora. I don't know these names, but Matriarch of the Ravenswood. Does that
She
mean
wanna be
that
the
she was
first.
the first?
Possibly. You don't know anything? And she's like looking at like if it has any like, you know, daughter of so and so or things like this, and she's still focused on the one that basically has Tara's name on it.
Sure.
Would I know any of this? I didn't think so. Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, you look it over, and yeah, the dates they seem to be dated year 1 when she was born,
Year 1.
and there is no final resting date on Abora's.
Oh shit.
Now, I'm not very well versed when it comes to burial rituals. Don't you put the date of their death on it?
I mean, I think so. I'm not, like you said, I'm not really that aware of burial rituals either, actually. But, so, wait, does Abora have a last name?
Ravenwood.
Abora and Taranthia Ravenswood. Does Taranthia have a end date?
hmm
Okay, so, what is it?
It hundreds of years ago. It looks like a normal
Okay.
lifetime.
There is no like I said, like daughter of so
No,
and
just-
so on the.
Yeah,
Okay.
no epitaph, no nothing. Just literally the name and the birth and death date.
Matriarch. Maybe she was the first. I don't know. Maybe, maybe it's just a hiccup on the gravestone. I don't know. Did it get chipped away or worn away at all?
It doesn't look like to be worn away. It just looks weird, but doesn't look like there's anything else on the graves.
I don't know. I don't know anything about my family.
Well, what could be under there if there's no death date?
You're not thinking of digging it up, are you?
No. I'm just curious.
I,
In
probably a
all
body.
fairness, but whose?
Hers. I mean, they probably just forgot to write the date. I don't know. Nobody could live that long, right?
How long
Yeah.
has Nyx lived?
Powerful witch.
I don't know how long Nyx has lived.
In all fairness, Nyx was the founding member and everything of the other group.
Yeah, then,
Who's to say that your ancestor isn't very similar?
yeah, Nyx said that she was the first Nightingale, so I guess it's possible, but Nyx is still alive because of really, really evil magic and blood magic. I don't know. I guess it's possible. I have no idea.
Who's to say Abora didn't do the same?
It's possible. I hope not. I mean, I'd like to think that maybe my family wasn't like Nyx.
Chloe did mention that witchcraft can take some dark turns. It might not necessarily be that she was at all a bad or wicked witch, but just prolonging life. So look for that.
Do you think that we
Sarah?
should seek her out? Is it possible she's still alive?
I mean, don't get me wrong, defacing the grave probably isn't the best thing to do, but I mean, it is your family member. If anybody has the right to dig up to see what they find, it would be you.
I didn't
Ash.
mean that.
Ash, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna cast detect magic on the grave to see if I can like into the ground see if anybody actually was buried there, like magic bones or stuff.
The only magic that you sense is just around you and the persons that you're traveling with, but it doesn't feel like there is any live magic around you.
Well, I don't think anybody's buried there.
Are you sure?
I mean, if she was magic AF, I think some residual magic would be left over inside the grave. Like, if I died, my bones are magic. Like, this magic.
Well, maybe, maybe she's still out there somewhere. What if she could help us? She'd
It
probably
could be family for you.
powerful. I mean, if she's been alive for that long, she would have to be at least as powerful as Nyx, right? Maybe she could help us stop Xavier. Maybe we should try to find her. Or maybe I could contact her somehow if she's my ancestor.
Worst case, we can always go back in town tomorrow morning and ask about, hey, do you know any history about this person that's buried in your cemetery? I mean, somebody that old, you think there be stories or at least records.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's continue to the mine or the forest. We gotta find a raven.
Okay.
Wait, it wouldn't be blood of the Ravenswood, would it?
I got. I don't
I'm
think
just
so.
thinking. I'm just thinking. Sorry. We'll continue on.
Better her than like an infant.
Yeah,
I don't
and it would
remember.
probably just be a prick of your
Was it
finger.
infant or was it orphan?
I don't bleed.
What do you mean you don't bleed?
This whole time, I just don't really. I don't bleed.
Tara, that's not normal.
It's.
Come here. And Willa takes
Oh.
takes Tara's hand, and she just grabs one of her arrows and just like tries to prick her finger with the arrow.
Roll AC.
No.
So Mira's able to interject and say, "Wait a second."
Like, let's not go cutting our friends right now. Like,
No.
It was just a simple prick. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm pretty intrigued now. She doesn't bleed.
I mean.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. I wasn't gonna like stab her in the stomach.
I mean, I guess I don't mind, but I can promise you, I don't know if it's because of something Nyx did, but I just don't. It doesn't usually come out. Here, you can try. I don't care. Just be gentle.
No, it's fine. We'll just continue on, weirdo. Let's go.
Hmm.
Alright, do you have?
Mira
You
just
had
looks super concerned.
Sarah's just like, I think I know what's going on, but don't know what's going on.
all right, so you guys head into the direction of where you were told to go to the mines. As you get closer to kind of where you're going, things get a little darker as twilight has now set in to the area. You see to the entrance of the mine has been boarded up. There's cobwebs kind of covered over the area of the mine, and it looks a little dilapidated and overgrown.
Mira is going to go ahead and just take one of her crossbow bolts, and cast light on it, and sort of just hold it up, sort of as a source of light, just to see if she can see anything more.
Since it's boarded up, Willow's going to try to see, is it like completely closed off, or is
No.
it like slants?
Yeah, it looks haphazard.
Willow's going to go ahead and try to squeeze through.
Okay, so you are able to see kind of a little bit into the mine as you kind of hold it up to the area. You see that a lot of this mine, there's the tracks that lead deeper into the mine. I mean, it's covered in like spider web and it's old. The kind of dust clings to the air as you look into it. But okay, so can you roll agility for me, or acrobatics? I'm sorry, not agility.
17 plus 8, a number that is high.
Okay, yeah, you're able to get in and kind of move your way, kind of getting caught in the spider webs as it like attaches to your clothing, and then you kind of brush it off.
Come on, guys.
There is
Mira,
those.
can Mira make the opening slightly bigger by like just maybe sticking her short sword in there
Yeah.
and like, using it as a lever to pry off at least like one of them?
Yeah, roll strength.
That's a no.
What'd you get? 5. Okay, yeah. So you kind of stick it in, and you're trying to pull it off. You're hearing the creaking, of this old weathered wood, pulling. But yeah, you weren't able to manage to get one of the boards off.
Well, like tried. Is the gap big enough for her to try to fit through?
Yeah, like the gap's big enough for everyone to get through. You just have to roll an agility check. Or
Willow's already
athletics.
through.
After attempting that, Mira is probably going to go ahead and try to go through.
Oh, all of us at the agility?
Yeah, if you were trying to
Okay.
squeeze through the wood, yeah.
That was much better. That's a 18.
Yep, you're able to get through.
Uh,
24.
16 plus
You're good.
0, but
All right, yeah, you guys are all managed to get through to the other side of the mines. You guys head forward.
Yes. Looking out for the coal.
All right. So you managed to get in. You see a lot of the ore in this area has been dug up, mined, as mine would. Obviously, you descend deeper into this kind of hollowed out mine. There's more dense kind of cobwebs as you're brushing through. So what's the party order right now? Are you all grouped together, or is there someone like
Probably
Willow's
Mira.
leaving.
Mira?
Oh, Willow
Okay,
doesn't
Willow
have the
went
light.
first.
Oh,
If Willow went first, Mira's close behind with the light.
Okay, that's fine. Willow will be leading. That's fine.
Okay. Willa, can you roll a perception check?
Where is it? 16.
So kind of ahead of you as you're kind of just traversing through the mine, you notice that the deeper you get, the thicker the spider web is getting, and then you hear something scutter deeper into the mine.
Willow holds out her arm, and she's like, "Guys, I think there's spiders down here, and not the usual kind."
It's not necessarily good.
No, but we need the coal. I think we should continue on, but let's go hastily. Willow's gonna pull out her bow and ready herself as she continues down.
You also continue down.
What is the path that we're taking? Is it like just a narrow hallway?
Yes.
Is it like open?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a closed circular cave. As the deeper you get, the less refined the mine has becoming, and eventually you come to a crossroads where there are two cave patterns. One with the tracks of the mine going forward, like down, and then another one which seems to go off into a little alcove.
Well, the place where the tracks where all the coal was taken. I suggest we go down the other one.
I mean, sounds good to me. I mean, if they boarded this up, then you're probably correct. Going down the one that they've already explored, you're probably not going to find much coal if they've already dried it up and can't find any more. It just seems odd that they wouldn't have taken this route.
We'll just be careful.
So you guys head off to the right where the alcove is, kind of just emitted from the area of light. You see that this seems to be where all of the miners bunked or had kind of their stations. There are tables with old, dusty mining equipment covered in cobwebs. There are a couple cots with haphazard blankets and pillows and stuff like that. A couple overturned cots as well. And then in one of the cots, there is a dried up corpse that's been mummified and wrapped in spider's web.
Interesting. So it looks like they didn't have a good fate down here.
looks like the spiders ate him.
Hey, maybe if they were in a rush to get out, they had some coal laying about. Willa's gonna look around the room, like under some of the cots, and see if there's any like a lump of coal somewhere.
Sure, you roll investigation.
Mira's going to look around too, but she's specifically going to be looking for a lantern that might be able to light the way to get some more additional light, and if not, a source of contained fire that might be able to use to burn up cobwebs.
Sure. So roll investigation as well. Willow, what'd you get?
11.
Okay. So as you're kind of like looking around, you don't see much. That's kind of hard to uncover all the dust and cobwebs and things like that. You did find some old canary cages. There's nothing inside them. All of the gates have been opened. And that. But Mira, what'd you get?
19.
Okay. So as you're looking around, you do see that there are oil lamps hung up around this alcove that you can light to give more. There's 4, kind of illuminating the whole room if you wish. But with that as well, you do see in the corner of the room there are a lot of like miners' equipment and outfits and things like that. Some pickaxes, some of those like suits and stuff that they would wear that's covered in ore and all that type of stuff. And against the wall is a spinning wheel.
We should leave.
Okay. She is going to go ahead and quickly, she is going to say, like, turn around, grab Willow, say, sorry about this, and is going to push her towards the exit of the door, and then quickly run back and get one of the picks and, like, 1 or 2 of the oil lamps, if she possibly can carry them, and walk back towards the exit, towards Willow's, like, we got what we need, let's go, other way.
But I didn't fully go to investigate that area. What are you
That is
talking about?
fine.
That's fine, spinning wheel, let's go.
All of a sudden, Willa's eyes go wide
Oh no.
and milky. Willa, you hear whispers calling to you. Willa. Willa.
She has no self-control, so she follows them.
So,
Mira's casting hold person.
absolutely.
Sarah's casting fire from Druidcraft on the spinning wheel
Sure.
to burn it.
Give me a second to look up the hold person. I don't think I have that spell card with me right now, but I do have it prepared.
Choose a humanoid you can see within range. Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for this duration. Excuse me. At the end of each of its turns, the target must make another wisdom saving throw. On a success, the spell ends on the target. When you cast a spell using a slot of 3rd or higher, you can target an additional humanoid. So Willa, with advantage, go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
14.
That's your highest? Sure.
15.
There you go. So Willa is paralyzed in place and cannot move.
Can I assist Mira with that spell?
And then, what would you do?
Or I don't know, just like if she on future turns. I didn't know if that did anything.
Unless you have old person.
I do.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can double cast. Well, I don't know how that works.
I didn't know if that did anything. I don't know how that
I have
works
it
either.
prepared just in case.
Well, yeah, what to say? Doubling up spells might have volatile reactions. So it's best to keep one spell on one. So we'll keep that.
I know when it comes to like anything like control wise, like casting control person or something like that
Mhm.
on a person cancels out the first one. So
There you go. Yeah.
Really? Oh. I learn something every day.
I don't know if that works for other spells, but like I know like mind control stuff, that's how it works.
Sure. Okay. So with Druidcraft, you won't be. Oh, I'll wait for you. So Druidcraft won't be able to do a fire because it's a tiny harmless sensory effect. If you want to do a fire thing, you would have to produce flame.
Technically I can sacred flame it if we need to.
Whatever you want to do.
You might have to. I don't have any other fire spells besides that wall of fire, which no.
Oh, I have
Well-
plenty of fire stuff.
I guess Druidcraft does say that you instantly light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire. So it doesn't say the spinning wheel.
I have a lantern.
I guess we could go for it. I'm okay with that. So yeah, you're able to produce a flame, and it does light up the spindle, and the spindle catches on fire.
You guys want to help me carry Willa out of this cave?
Yes. I will help. I am strong like warrior.
I was
Well-
gonna say Mira's trying to as gently as possible try to move the.
That would break the
Like-
concentration for the spell.
Okay, so never mind. She's not going to move it. Or her. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. You have to stay concentrated on the spell up to 1 minute.
Well, can Sarah and I move her?
Absolutely, you can try.
Alright, I'm gonna nod to Sarah to help and try to pick up Willa.
All right, you guys could roll strength advantage. Just one of you has to.
Natural 20 for 25.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Perfect.
So yeah, you're able to pick up Willa and put her over your shoulder with the assist of Tara.
Alright, let's do this.
Okay. Where do you guys go?
I was gonna say Mira's gonna stay behind them and sort of like let's get back outside of this mine and rethink this because that's not good.
Get her away from the spinny wheel.
All right. So you guys head back out, and you're managed to kind of fit her through the crevices of the wood and get on the outside of them.
All right, standing in front of the entrance, Mira's gonna go ahead and drop the spell.
Okay. Yeah, Willa, you are back to normal, and you have just all of a sudden landed yourself on the outside of the gate of the mine.
What happened? Did we get the coal? We're already outside? What did I miss?
Spinning wheel of death almost try to kill you.
Yeah,
I didn't even. What?
we found the spinning wheel. We started getting weird and walking towards it. So I apologize. I sort of cast Hope Person on you. We sort of carried it out.
Okay, how are we gonna get the coal?
You stay out here, and we go get the goal.
Okay, I guess I can see if I can shoot down a raven out here.
Would you like one of us to stay with you, just in case something gets weird again?
No, I'll be fine.
No, somebody should stay with you.
I'll stay with Willa. Yeah.
Okay, okay with that.
We
Trey
love
smiled.
splitting the party. We love splitting the party.
It worked out well last time.
I don't think it's a good idea, guys.
We'll just wait right here at the mouth of the cave. It'll be okay.
But there's a spider down there, and it looks very large, especially if it tried to eat a person. It did eat a person.
Okay, you should have seen your face when that spinning wheel showed up.
Well, I just, we won't go in the crevice.
Other solution. For the time being, as we're going past there, going down deeper, do you mind if we tie you up a little bit with like a rope, so that way if you do get enchanted by whatever that is again, we can like pull you away back down?
I have some manacles in my bag.
What?
You have what?
Why do you have manacles?
Well, I don't know. I just have had them this whole time.
Just gotta arrest somebody.
I took them with me when I left Nyx.
So you're gonna chain me up? What if you guys need help?
Well,
I can't draw a bow and manacles.
you can't draw anything if you're asleep because of a spindle.
Once again,
Okay,
this is just
fine.
to get past that area and you no longer are in range of it, and then we can untie you. You'll be fine.
Fine.
I'm gonna pull out the manacles.
No one tell Carl about this. We don't want him getting any ideas.
He might be into it. Come on, let's find something to chain you to.
I thought you guys were. I'm gonna go with you.
Oh, okay. We can do that. Just put your hands behind your back.
What?
Mira's going to like put her hand on Tara and like just like, oh, hold on a second, and pull out the rope that she has, and it's just not too tight that it's hurting Willa, but like wrap it around her a couple times and tie it tight so there's like a leash.
Okay.
This suffice.
This is so humiliating.
We
Let's
won't
go.
tell Cal.
All
Tell
right.
them I like it.
Yeah, speak for
All right.
yourself.
So you guys head back into the cave with a tied up Mira or Willa, and then you head down past where that area is of where the alcove, and you see kind of the embers of a broken spindle, and ember and burning and things like that. And you manage to take the path that kind of seeps a little bit past that, enough out of the area of that area. And
Mira's been going to untie Willa.
Thank you.
Just trying to look out for your best interest. Sorry.
I appreciate it. It's just, let's continue on.
Willa, can you roll a Constitution saving throw for me?
God.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I got a 1.
Oh no!
Do you know how amazing this is played out?
Oh.
So, okay. You go ahead and are kind of like, thank you, I appreciate you. And all of a sudden, from behind Willa, you see 8 beady eyes at the end of this tunnel that is taking up the entirety of the tunnel. And all of a sudden, before you can do anything, web spreads around Willa, and she gets dragged into the darkness of the tunnel.
God.
You just see her just be yanked and pulled into the depths of the mine.
We can't see the spider anymore.
It's pitch black.
Guys,
And that's where we're ending.
I'm gonna be so mad if we're looking for a spinning wheel and it ends up being like this spider's
Spider.
like
Pointy thingy. Mandible.
Yeah.
isn't that called a spindle? Or am I just thinking weird?
I know what you're talking about. The spinnerette is what you're thinking
Yeah.
of. But you know how they are.
Oh no.
You know how they are. Oh no.
So, any questions, comments, concerns, clarifications we need to go over?
We have the best intentions as a group and we always miss that minor detail.
It's a D&D.
And see, Willa was worried about the spider the entire time. Everyone's like, "Oh no, the spindle, the spindle, the spindle."
The rule